Hey everyone.
What's up, chat?
What's up, Chad? Hey Anna, how you doing?
Anna!
Are you back from your vacation? I know you were gone for like 2 weeks.
Anna first in chat with some trees. We love it.
Hello. Let me know if I need to turn the music down. I think it should be okay.
Let me check the monitor real quick.
Nice. I hope you had a relaxing time. All your pictures looked so good. Hey Acid Hex, how are you?
What's up, Acid Hex?
Music sounds good to me. It's a little loud, but I think it's good enough. We're way louder, so.
Okay, cool.
Yo, what up, Acid Hex?
Let's duck it down a little bit, so.
Oh, sad to be back at work, Anna.
And are you so excited that Vince is playing Tiny Glade tomorrow?
I'm excited that Anna finally was like, yes, I want you to play Tiny Glade, because I've been trying to get Anna to be like, because like that's one of the things that we talked about for months of the stream. It's like, if you sub and you help contribute to the channel, like let us know what you want us to play. So it's perfect.
Yeah, and Tiny Glade just got released. I know it was in like a demo trial version for a while, and it came out like a couple days ago, last week.
Yeah, I feel like I've been seeing them do posts on Twitter and just kind of talk about their development journey it's been years now, but it's been cool to kind of see it to come together, because I feel like I very specifically remember kind of one of the very early posts of just like, I made this cool little system that like automatically generates a house when you click, and it's turned into an entire game. So it's very cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely not the kind of game I would normally play. So this should be really interesting.
Yeah, watch you do that.
I think it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. What I have done, Anna, is I've seen your screenshots and I've seen some of the tweets that Tony's talking about, but I literally know nothing else about the game. So when we go live tomorrow, I want to make sure that the very first screen is the opening menu. So I want to be like, boom, and it's just raw impressions, And I think Tony and I agreed. I'm going to try to make something for Tony, and he wants me to try to make, what's the castle?
Canehurst Castle
from Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to try to make that. It'll be fun.
It looks like it's very capable of castles, so I'm hoping that it's possible. But I just went to peek because we were talking about it. It has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, and there are almost 6,000 reviews, which is that's huge. That means they've sold like 8 times that, I think, is like the math that people say to use. So like 50,000 copies, maybe. That's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. And I do want to go blind. I want to go in like completely blind and just give you guys like raw impressions, because I want to think about like what kind of game design goes into that, because it's very pointed and specific to make something that is a creative game versus like game systems and other stuff. So what I'm thinking of is like Hyperskate. Like Hyperskate right now is really fun to just ride around and explore, but we don't have a game there yet. So we could technically just embellish on that and make it really interesting. But I feel like adding another layer will just give the game some legs, and it'll be more engaging and deeper for all the players. So that's what I'm really focused on now. So I started working on a couple of things in the map that I wanted to add for interesting places to do some gameplay and some exploration. And I very quickly started to realize as I was doing this that I need to write the whole story. I have some really strong, like big beats. So I think if I write the whole story and then I know what we're going to do, then I can start making the really interesting places more grounded in the game world and more like close to the vision for what we're building. So I think that's probably where I'm going to put a lot of my focus, is just nailing those big beats in an outline and saying like, here's where players start, here's where players end, here's their journey in the middle, here's the climax of the plot and all that. And like, yeah, so that's where I'm going to focus next. Speaking of which, Tony,
wait, I have a speaking of which.
Yeah, go for
it. Speaking of going in blind and playing a game, when am I going to play that Alien game?
Ooh. I think next week, if you want to do it, we can get it all going for you and get you ready. Oh, get rid of that
Yeah.
counterproductive coil,
Time
cheap
to
viewers on
boil.
blah. Get out of here.
Likely harasser.
Yeah, get out of here, you harasser. Report.
I did it.
Yeah, I'm reporting that. Did you report him too?
Yep.
Hell yeah. I'm going to report him as well. That should get them instant banned.
Cool. Yeah, I have a couple people very excited to watch me play this game, and it's because they probably want to see me freak out. So I am down to do it.
It is October, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. It's I think we already told you a little bit, Christina. It's scary.
That's fine. You
so
guys
I think
can watch me freak out.
Yeah, and I think it'll be good. Because it's scary. So this is kind of our thought process, worrying about your motion sickness and whatnot. Because it's scary, you're gonna have not a lot of like really tight, fast-paced controls where you're like whipping your camera around and stuff like that. So it'll be much more slow, like, because that builds that atmosphere. If you think of like Resident Evil, the controls are clunky on purpose because it makes you feel less powerful as a player. And so then like a single zombie is fucking terrifying because you're like, oh, I can't get away and I can't reload my fucking gun. Oh, shit. So it's going to be like that.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I'm about to go viral with just freaking out and probably crying on stream, so that'll be fun. Did I ever show you, Vince? I know I sent it to Tony like years ago, but I did this VR like work thing once. We did a team bonding activity at one of those like actual VR places where they have like, they're hanging from a wall and like you do all these games and you can play team games or whatever. This was probably like 6 years ago at this point, and there was a zombie one, and like you are in a team of like 3 and you're shooting the zombies and like you're fighting for your territory or whatever. The video is just me like dancing in place, freaking out, like just being like fuck, oh my god, no, not in the face. The whole time while like my bosses are around me. So
nice.
it was a lot of fun.
Oh, did we complete non sequitur? Did we tweet about Strim?
Yeah.
On main, because I got to make sure that I retweet.
Yes. I mean, let me double check because now you're making me question my reality. Yes, we did.
Okay, perfect. All right, cool. We're good to go. Okay. Sorry. Let's see. Christina, do you want to read what Strava said?
Tank controls, yet people who drive tanks for the first time talk about how fast and maneuverable they are. Are you talking about real life tanks, like military tanks?
I feel like that was in reference to the Resident Evil controls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll refer to games where you are not very agile as like tank controls, where you have to kind of like turn in place and then you can walk forward and then you have to turn in place, because that's kind of how a tank works. It has to like point a direction and then go that direction because of the treads. Yeah,
like a car.
And so older video games that didn't have very good intuitive control schemes have been referred to as tank controls.
Got it. Okay. Oh, learn something new. That's exciting. Vince, I saw your little Salt Bay movement.
Well, yeah, Acid said the lol v Salt Bay. I don't know. I was assuming that I did something that looked like Salt Bay, so I just did it again.
What's very Salt Bay, Acid Hex?
Yeah, or so a lot of my friends, especially older ones, will call me V. It's like my nickname. So I didn't know if it was very Salt Bay or if it was me as Salt Bay. So
got it.
All good. Yeah, so Tony, I was talking about how I'm gonna write more of the story and like really nail down what we're trying to accomplish in Hyperskate. And you've been working on World Partition, and do you have that? Like, I think that's what you were gonna talk about today, yeah?
Yeah, I'm at 98% on this thing loading, so I don't have anything to show for another couple minutes, but I will start talking about it here shortly. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of research and figuring out how it basically Hyperskate as it stands right now post trailer has some performance issues because of all of the really cool trees that we put in to make the trailer look good. But it's something that we kind of planned on happening and already have the solution kind of figured out. So Unreal has this world partition system that's supposed to be used for open world games. And one of the things that it does that is going to solve our tree problem is that when you're looking at distant areas in your open world map, it has done this thing where it's effectively condensed all of the actors and geometry and meshes and materials and everything that's happening in that area into this thing called an HLOD, hierarchical LOD, I believe is what it stands for. But that just means that when you're looking far away, it's kind of condensed all of that stuff into just like one kind of basic lower resolution actor. And in Unreal, you're always kind of caring about draw calls. And so for every item that you have to draw on the screen, that kind of hurts your performance just a little bit. And so if you have 1,000 trees, that can be very hard on your game. And so condensing all of that into one thing that it has to draw makes it a lot happier.
Also, to be clear, in our 40-second trailer segment, I painted 25,000 trees. So
Jesus.
Tony was like 1,000 trees, more like 25,000 trees.
Guys, can you believe the trees are fucking up Fractal Grove?
We're made of trees.
We got a real tree problem.
Oh,
and at one point Vince even goes, you know, should I like hold off? Like, do I need to not put so many? And I was like, it's probably best if you do what you think you actually want, and then we'll work backwards from there and see if we can make it work. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And
yeah, so we hit visual fidelity that we wanted for our trailer, but it's not performing in game, and we have problems to solve. Somewhat non sequitur. It is October, chat. So that means
Hell yeah.
the beard
season
is coming back. The beard, you guys will get to watch the beard grow in about a month. I'll have full beard, and it'll be probably like, you know, nice and bushy.
Where's Photon? He's gonna be so excited about this. I honestly forgot you had a beard forever.
Yeah, it's something that I've been doing for a while. So because we have 4 seasons, I really enjoy wearing a beard during colder months. It's super nice. So I usually wear the beard from October to March. Last year was the first time that I pretty much let it grow the entire time. So if you guys have beard opinions, let me know if you want me to just let that bitch grow the whole time, or if you want me to like keep it trimmed up. I could style it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever is totally cool. So if you guys have beard opinions, please share those.
First of all, I love that you say wear a beard. That's hilarious. Second of all, I vote mutton chops just because they're hilarious. And I like that you do it logically with the seasons, because I am very illogical when it comes to that. I get like 1 haircut a year, guys. I know, don't come for me. It's horrible. But like I'll grow it out. I hate getting haircuts. I'll grow it out for like most of the year, and I'll have really long hair all summer long, all spring long. And then come whenever it gets cold out, I chop it out. It makes no sense. So I'm about due for it this month, probably.
So I have done mutton chops. I did that long before I grew a beard.
Yes,
I was like 19. I worked at a deli out here. It was like a New York style deli, and my nickname there was Chops because they were like fucking big boys.
Yeah, New York style deli. Okay, I will skip past that. You keep saying you had mutton chops, but I have not seen the proof. So I don't believe you.
I had them kind of Tony Stark style. They were like down to here, and they came out in points when I got married. So I had like the little pointy ones.
Have you guys seen the show Community?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not Starburns. No.
Come on.
Starburns. I forgot about that.
That's
the Acid Hex knows.
I have to live with that. So like, I don't want to be out in public and people be like, bro, what the fuck? And I'll be like, cool, don't comment on my facial hair. I wear fucking tracksuits and people comment on that. So
I commented on that when I saw you. It was very Euro of you.
Here, I'll show it off for stream. I'm in my all black Adidas vintage tracksuit today.
See, if you were in New York rocking that head to toe, people would think that you were in some kind of a European mob. I'm not going to name countries, but yes, that is. And I can say this because I'm from New York and also European. So you would definitely be considered or like, thought of as somebody who has some relations. Guys, when I first met Vince in person, when I first met him in person, we pulled up to the parking lot of the rock climbing gym, and he was in that tracksuit, but in all white, and just came out of his like very fancy car. And I'm like, wow, there's a side of Vince that I did not know.
I'm doing my heart bass dance.
Amazing.
Also, bop that bot, Christina.
Hell yeah. Oh my God, this is a great day. I get to ban so many people.
And in response to your thing about, potentially being a part of some organized crime thing, niet gvorsh po-ruski.
You're not helping your case.
I just said I don't speak Russian.
Okay, banned and reported.
Get out of here.
What a great start to October. I banned 2 people in a matter of 10 minutes. I love it.
I feel like that means our visibility is working. The marketing shit is working. Yay!
Hell yeah.
We got more bots. Hell yeah. Okay, so we covered October, beard, tracksuit. What do we have for like?
I can do Unreal now if you want me to.
Did you want to talk about what you're going to do in October, Vince, that you were telling me? I don't know if that was a stream topic or not.
Yeah, I don't mind. That's totally cool. So I am trying Sober October. That will be interesting. So yeah, I'm going to go nothing other than like caffeine and nicotine. Because I feel like dropping nicotine right now on top of other things is going to be a lot. So
yeah, don't do that.
Trying to keep it together, y'all. We're on day 2.
I don't know if I can handle you not on nicotine and nothing else. So slowly get there.
Yeah, it'd be bad for everybody.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try that with you because honestly, I don't really drink anyways. So it wouldn't be that much of a shift for me.
Oh, thanks, Acid. Yeah, I do drink, but not like terribly much. So like my relationship with drinking now is kind of closer to like I usually have a drink almost every day, but I'm not drinking like a 12-pack, right? Like I'll have like 2 to 3 beers, but I figure just not having any is probably good for my brain chemistry. So
yeah, for sure.
And I should be fine. It's just going to be weird, especially since 2020. Like I had real bad habits in 2020. I was definitely drinking way too much. And so, yeah. So it's just, I feel like it's time. I got to give myself a break, reset, come back to center, be sober me, be who I am. It'll be good.
Good for you, dude. That's
I think
exciting.
I'm going to be bored, which is awesome. that means I'll just work more, right?
Oh man, that also might mean that we're gonna go back to Vince sending us like very existential crisis text messages at like 2 a.m.
I love that. I mean, shit, Christina, you missed the Lauren's lore stream where I was like, chat, you ever think about dying alone?
Oh my God.
I literally talked about that for like 20 minutes.
You are the Barbie scene. You guys ever think about dying? But also same, because I legit said that yesterday in a group chat with 2 of my cousins. I was like, I'm going to die alone with my cats, and that's okay.
Yeah, dying alone is totally fine. Christina, to catch you up on that, I figured out that, obviously I'm married, so it would be more if I outlive my wife, like what that would be like. And I was saying that in some ways, I hope I do, because I feel like I could be more resilient to that than she could. Like, I feel like if I die first, it's going to be really hard for her. Not that it won't be hard for me, but I grew up an only child. I had a hard, childhood. I spent a lot of time alone already. And I was thinking about the whole root of this was like, at the end of life, when you're in the hospital, if you don't have kids, we're probably not going to have kids. That's pretty much where we're settled. Like, who do you have, And I was like, I don't want to be in a hospital on my deathbed with like nurses and doctors I don't fucking know. So like if I get to that point and I know that it's coming, I'd rather be like out on my land, sitting in a chair that I built, reading books or writing or something, like, and then just as the seasons, come to a close, die in that chair, looking out at my favorite view. So I feel like I could do that. And that's just kind of it.
But if we're being honest, like FICO is probably your son, so you're good.
Yeah, exactly. FICO, you better be there when I'm dying.
I don't think he's here yet. But yeah,
I know.
I'll tell him.
Yeah,
Anna,
good.
that sounds like a great way to end the day. Hot chocolate with Bailey's. I'm not going to try and pronounce that word, but I know
Cachaça.
what it is. Yes, but it is delicious.
That's I think cane liquor. It's a Brazilian thing. They make caipirinhas out of it.
I've definitely had it before. It is very delicious. Yes, fermented sugarcane juice.
I know stuff, Anna. I actually
You
don't.
do.
I barely know shit about Brazil. Most of my Brazil knowledge comes from Anthony Bourdain and MMA.
I mean, reliable sources.
Yeah. Alex Pereira, one of the fucking dopest light heavyweights. The Poatan. Okay, Tony, you want to hop into your thingies?
Sorry, Tony.
Go off some engine.
No, it's all good.
Also, Omni is in chat, but he has not sent us his poem yet.
I don't know what I joined, but yeah, definitely. Yo, let's go, Ramblin'.
Hey.
I was talking about we were talking about booze, and I'm doing sober October. So I was talking about how like my habits aren't necessarily binge drinking or like super unhealthy, but I have a lot of I often have few drinks, so it's like, you know, most weeknights. So I'm just cutting that out entirely, at least for the month of October. And then Anna was sharing that you know, her drinking habit is hot chocolate with Bailey's or cachaça.
Also, I'm still really sad that I didn't get to hang out with you when I came to Colorado.
Oh, with me?
No, with Ramblin' Rose. I don't want to.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what do you mean? We hung out.
Yeah, we hung out. Oh, Anna, that's so nice.
Anna!
Look at you
Nice.
go.
All right, Ramblin', drop some trees in chat. You got you some tree emotes.
Tree motes.
Oh, yeah, tree emotes.
I don't remember what Ramblin' was doing, but it sounded like a lot of fun. But yeah, really upset we didn't get to meet. Chat, I've known Ramblin' for as long as I've known. Oh yeah, kayaking. That's what it was. Super fun. I hope you had a good time. I've known Ramblin' for as long as I've known Tony, obviously. So I was excited to see him in person. But next time.
Yeah, bro,
my
it's
God.
chilly right now, though.
And it takes you 4 months to drink a 6-pack. I feel that, girl, because there's definitely beer in my fridge from like last year.
I think my preference is like 2 beers, 3 beers. No, we weren't talking shit, FICO. What's up, dog? We were saying. Go ahead, Christina. Go ahead. No, you're good.
FICO, morbid way to come into chat, but Vince was talking about dying alone yet again, and about not having someone there with him if he outlives Sparkle. But I was like, FICO is basically your son, so he'll be there.
Yeah, you'll be at my deathbed, right, Neff? Is it Neff or nephew? That felt weird. Nephew. I like that.
All of that feels weird.
Jesus Christ. FICO's in shambles already. His chair just fell apart.
What kind of desk chair are you building? Is it one of those? What are the... Oh God, you guys are going to make fun of me because I had like 2 of them in my house at one point, but the fancy gamer chairs that are so uncomfortable to sit in.
Secret Lab or DX
Yeah.
Racer.
I fucking hate those chairs.
Maxnomic. No, Herman Millers are dope. I actually, all right, I'm gonna plug my Herman. Hold on.
No, it was the I already forgot. Secret Lab. Yeah, I hated those. See, that looks comfortable.
Yeah, if you have old man back.
I definitely have old man back.
It's the Logitech collab with Herman Miller.
One of the most painful purchases I've ever made, but I don't regret it.
Which is funny, Tony, because you just stand all day.
Yeah, but that's because my back hurts from sitting from bad chairs. So
I feel that.
That's a good chair. You have to sit in it the right way, or I feel like it actually hurts you worse. But now that I've learned how to sit in it, it's a very good chair.
Yeah, chat, go into our community Discord and leave me notes about what chair I should get, because I have committed, and I said it to Tony and Vince before we went live, and I'll say it on stream so there's a record. In the month of October, I will finally finish my office and build my desk that's been sitting in a box since last July, not this past July, the one before. and finally set up my little gamer office area. So I need a chair.
I love it.
No, I'm not spending $300 on a chair. Send me some cheap shit from Amazon.
I love it.
Yes. Accountability.
Incredible. Who's ready for the best fucking night of their lives? Sorry, I'm quoting Kill Tony right now.
Okay.
I love it. He says that shit all the time.
Ooh, Staples Hiking chair. $99. I can get behind that. All right. Sorry, Tony. We keep saying, Tony, you ready? And we keep derailing.
It's all good. I am sitting here kind of struggling with exactly what is going on here, but I'm trying to figure it out. So get back to contains sublevels.
You know what I've always wanted, but it's like $300 and I don't like that. There are these like yoga chairs or like ADHD chairs that are very wide, and then they come with like an extended foot thing, but it's right next to where you sit. I'm describing this all wrong, but you can basically like sit cross-legged or normal or like with your knees up. It's for people like me who sit like a fucking idiot all day long, but they're way too expensive.
I feel that. Yeah, since we're talking about way too expensive, don't Google the Herman Miller Logitech chair.
The $1,200 chair.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Oh my god. There's a $12,000 guys. There's a $10,000 gaming station, video gaming chair, computer table setup. What is this?
Is it like the scorpion thing?
Yeah.
From Grandma's Boy?
No, like legit though, it's like a scorpion thing.
Yeah.
Photon, I have the Logitech chair. That's why I was talking about it. So does Tony. It's amazing.
You have a 40K chair. That's awesome.
Yeah, I ended up buying this because like my back was legit really fucked up. I had very chronic pain, and this took like years to get rid of. I did physical therapy. You know, I had to start going to the gym. I had to change my chair. I was doing tons of stretching and working out. I was doing fucking acupuncture and, you know, all kinds of shit. So I'm finally in like a reasonable place where my back is somewhat normal. It's not, but it's much better.
There's that advice that says spend money on the stuff between you and the ground, like tires, mattresses, shoes. I think desk chair, especially if you sit at a computer to work all day, probably counts. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I feel you, Turning Cog. My favorite story about this chair that is way too expensive, out of the box, like two or three of the fucking wheel casters were just broken in half. And I was like, what the fuck? I called customer service and I was like, yeah, my wheels are broken. And the lady goes, oh yeah, that happens all the time. I'll send you an entire set for free. You should expect it in 48 hours. And I was like, oh, okay.
Wow. I mean, good
customer service. Like 6 months after him, and my wheels are completely different than the ones that he got. So I think they redesigned them so that it would stop happening because mine weren't broken.
You'd think if they were charging that much, they would put in some, you know,
like fancier and cooler and like fit the chair a little better. And mine are just like very like normal office chair wheels. So like, I don't know. They like tried to make them special, and I guess it was like kind of a detriment.
Yeah, Vince also just has bad luck with very expensive things. Just always breaking.
It's true. Yeah.
I love it. My shotgun, for example.
Oh God.
Oh God. So I have a Benelli M4 shotgun, and I wanted to change the buffer tube, and apparently that is a fucking nightmare. And I scratched the lower with a wrench, and I was so upset. I also broke 2 vices trying to work on it. So it's all good now. It's all put together. Everything's fine. I did the work, but it took me like 2 weeks, and like I, you know, scratched the lower receiver and shit. So
you just can't have nice things.
I what?
You can't have nice things. And Turning Cog, yes, he definitely got the fancy ones because he pulled a Karen for sure.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Photon, don't give up on your back, dude. It only gets worse. I'm 41. It just gets worse. I have to go to the gym 3 times a week now, and like that's the only thing that is really keeping my back in one piece. You just have to build up all those muscles. Spend way too much time sitting in a chair, sitting down, playing video games, whatever, just sedentary, right?
Photon, I told you that you need to do Pilates. It'll save your back. My cousin, he had this like a similar issue to what Photon had and probably to what you have, Vince, and he started taking Pilates, and that is how he and his wife fell in love because she was his instructor. They were friends beforehand, but then he started taking Pilates classes with her because she was like, this will help. And now they are married with 2 twin baby girls.
Oh, that's awesome.
Photon, your wife could be at Pilates.
Yeah. Go to Pilates, Photon. Also, turning cog, yes, it is Italian. Italians make the best shotguns.
Photon, your toxic masculinity won't let you take Pilates.
Bro, relax.
I have so many stories that I'm not going to. That's fine. I love you.
Wait, Shakti mat? It's a comfortable bed of nails? Bro, you are wild.
That's
Turning cog out here quoting Borat too. Don't you ever let a woman change you.
Ramlin, is the Shakti mat
have you not seen the Shakti mat thing before?
Is it like the acupressure mats, like with the spiky things?
It's this thing. Yeah.
What thing?
I got it on the stream.
Oh yeah. Those are supposed to be great.
Amy lays on this thing all the time, and I have done it a few times, and I do not enjoy it. It's very painful, but she says that it's awesome, and I have heard it from a lot of people. So
same, I've heard the same from a lot of people. I will trust anything that Amy says and follow her blindly into Mordor.
She'll like fall asleep on it, and I'm just like laying there, like, oh my god, I can't wait until I can get off of this.
Turning cog with the edgy comment. I'm not quoting Borat. Yo.
Also, FICO, Pilates, more like Pilates, am I right?
Yeah, I like that. FICO doing bits in chat.
Love it. Guys,
okay.
Big news. I don't know if I said this last week after I came back from Colorado, but FICO is kind of obsessed with me, and we're best friends, and we had a great time together.
Artificial Sky, this torture device is called the debug console. No, I'm kidding. It was the Shakti mat that Ramblin' Rose was talking about using. Oh,
that's when he sees
Michael?
an output log.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, we did not.
Well, I'm gonna allow that. Oh, you permitted it. Okay, cool.
I did not kiss your ass at all. But he did belay me when we were rock climbing, which, if you don't know, is when the person's on the ground with the rope and then you're strapped in and you're climbing the wall.
You put your life in his hands.
What did you say, Vince?
You put your life in his hands.
I did. Shut up. Yeah, that was fun. He was very good, and he spent a lot of time explaining things to me before I got up there, and it was very sweet. I appreciated it. FICO, I'm being nice.
Go ahead.
That's all I want to say is that I'm being nice.
FICO, when you say she climbed a total of 8 feet, do you mean the imperial measurement, or do you mean like actual human feet?
Ew.
It's an interesting question.
From the guy who claims he hates feet.
That's why he wants to be specific, so that he can know.
Where's Wampus?
Yeah, Wampus. We summoned Wampus by talking about feet.
No, it's gonna be really funny when he shows up.
That's gonna be great. Now I want to like DM him and be like, "Hey, yo, get in here. We talking about feet." Do it real quick.
Okay, while he's doing that, you're watching me kind of just sit here and like flounder with World Partition because this is one of the first times that I'm really using it. I thought I would just kind of do it live on stream today, and I picked this project that takes forever to process anything. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to make any changes that are going to fix what I'm running into right now, but I'll still talk about it. So I took my big combination Hyrule world here, and this is technically comprised of kind of sub areas for each of the zones, as you can see here, that are all kind of stitched together in a main level. I ran that through this world partition converter, so you can kind of see the region map over here. And I am trying to get to a point where I can kind of like individually load in and out each of these regions, or potentially even just chunks of these regions. But I think the automatic conversion had some interesting problems. Maybe I'm still kind of trying to figure out what's going on, because like right now I lost the ability for the castle to appear in the world partition version. If I go back to the normal one, it's still fine, but I think that might be because those exist in a sub level that has other levels inside of it. So I'm kind of just messing around right now, seeing how this works and what I need to do differently. Kind of jumping around, but just since I put water into a bunch of my different sub levels, one of the things that I was trying to avoid having to do is have an individual landscape in each of those. But you do need a landscape for the water to work ultimately. So what I had done is added a landscape kind of to this parent level that they all get added to, so that there would just be one instead of 18 or whatever actual zones there are. I think that might be causing the world partition to kind of get confused, because there's a landscape that kind of encompasses all of this sub stuff. Kind of just rambling about my theories right now, but that's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to jump back to the full version here.
Turning cog, the reason why we're doing this world partition stuff, I don't know if you were here for the start of the stream, but we used landscape tools to paint a bunch of foliage for our trailer. I added something like 25,000 trees, and it just tanked perf. So we're going to need to do it anyway to like really achieve the aesthetic goals we have for the project for Hyperskate. So we're using this, exercise of porting Ocarina of Time into Unreal and making it seamless with world partition as a way to explore it without like fucking up our project and breaking our game in ways that, we don't want to roll back change lists and shit. So yeah.
And I do think it probably is going to take like a solid 8 hours or something to convert our level into world partition effectively. And I want to be sure that it will at least be something semi-usable by the time we do that, before I have to redo it like 5 times or whatever. I might even go with something slightly smaller scale than what's happening here, though, because generating the mini map that showed up over here, that was not useful at all and didn't contain any information that I wanted to see. It took like 2 hours just for this. So I might try to make a smaller version that maybe is just like 2 or 3 zones connected together as kind of a original litmus test, and start testing and kind of get this stuff figured out. But I've been doing a lot of research and reading about it a lot, and I think the benefits are going to be really awesome when we finally get there. Because in Hyperskate right now, like we were talking about, just as an example, if we're kind of on one end of the world and we're looking, towards the forest over here, and all of the trees over there are rendering, we can barely see them, but the game is doing all of the work to render those trees way out in the distance still, and that's causing our performance to be really bad when we look certain directions in the game currently. What world partition is supposed to do is kind of just make all of this into kind of like a very basic static mesh that you can see from really far away, but that doesn't make the engine unhappy.
You answered the question I was about to ask.
What was your question?
Basically what Tony described, what the world partition does.
Oh, like
if it like
so
kind of separates it so it doesn't like fuck up the game and isn't like really not part of it, but like basically what he said.
Yeah. And kind of the way this works right now too is like, if this house right here, for example, and it's not, but if that was a thing that was in a blueprint that had some functionality or something and was in this master level that contained all of these sub levels in traditional UE4, if I wanted to change that blueprint that exists in that level inside of the sub level inside of this master level in our source control system, I would have to check out that blueprint and the level it's in and the master level, which would then prevent Vince or anybody else on our team from being able to do anything to it until I checked it back in. And when we have world partition, none of that will happen all the way down. The only thing that Vince wouldn't be able to work on at that point then would be the thing that I was actually working on. And the levels themselves effectively never get checked out because of the way that it works. So that's starting to cause just a little bit of slowdown in our workflow now that we're starting to try to iterate on this big landscape thing that we've been working on. So that's another benefit that we're going to get from it. But perf is kind of the main reason, because admittedly it would be less complicated if we didn't have to do this, but it's going to be worth it.
And if you because we're using a single big landscape like that, if you try to edit the mesh for the landscape, it like will slow the entire engine down for like 10 seconds for one change.
Yeah, you
so
just click and wait.
Yeah, it's becoming untenable. So we really need world partition. It's going to help us out a bunch.
Turning Cog said, I'm really waiting for the Project Titan learning project to drop to learn more about world partition with something a bit more dynamic than Valley of the Ancients and City Sample.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I had completely forgotten about that. And one of the things that I will lament to anybody who will listen to it lately is just that this is probably the feature in UE5 that has the least amount of helpful information and documentation online. There's 500 tutorials about how to convert a level to world partition, how to, load the components in from over here, and then the tutorial ends and you're like, okay, well, like, how do I actually make a game with that? What do I do when I have all of these things? Like, what are the best practices? And a lot of that stuff I am convinced just doesn't even exist out there right now. So the community is probably going to gain a ton of knowledge from this Project Titan thing. And just to give you guys context of what he's talking about, Epic Games did this thing, it was probably about a year ago, where they put out an Unreal Engine project template that was this big world partition level, and any team that entered got a chunk of this world, and they were able to effectively build whatever they wanted to inside of that chunk. And the idea was that then you were going to give it back to Epic Games, and they were going to make it into the biggest open world seamless level in a video game that's ever been created, that has just millions and millions and millions of bespoke assets that all these teams had made. And the idea was that, UE5 and the world partition system should be able to handle that no problem. And then they're going to somehow distribute that project. I can't even imagine what that's going to look like, but it should be very interesting and very helpful for trying to set stuff up like this.
It's going to be 1 million gigawatts. Sorry, gigawatts.
Gigawatts. Yeah, there you go.
Gigawatts.
I'm quoting Doc Brown, Yeah. Ooh, 5.5 has did you mean double? Is that a typo? I don't know double.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. I think it just before that, the world coordinate system was like in either ints or floats, and
yes,
like our single accuracy floats. And so it'll just mean that stuff really far away from the 0, 0 origin will still behave better. That's something that will happen in game engines, is the farther you get away from the origin coordinates, the larger the numbers start to get, and the more the computer has to start kind of compensating for all the math and stuff that is going on, and stuff will get really weird really far out. And it's kind of something that just happens in pretty much every game engine to some extent.
How is stream chat? It looks like it might be a little weird for me, but I don't know if that's true or not. It looks like it was slightly laggy. Is everything good still?
Laggy how?
It was just slowing down. It looked like we were dropping some frames, but okay, cool.
Perfect on my end. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so kind of coming back to Zelda, I think one of the things that they kind of designed this world partition system to do is to put kind of everything into one level, which feels like an organizational nightmare to me, even if that's kind of the way that you're supposed to do it. Just because, every single one of these things is kind of individual static mesh, and every level has hundreds and hundreds of them in it, and this outliner would just be, I mean, you can see all of them in here, don't get me wrong. It's just easier for me to go into these sub levels to make little adjustments and stuff and not have to worry about the larger piece. So the new world partition system does have a similar organizational hierarchy to that, but it works a little differently. So I might have to kind of go through here and convert some stuff from one to the other. I think might be one of my next steps. So it's going to be fun, but I really want to make sure that I know what I'm doing before I go into doing this in Hyperscape, because it's going to take a very long time. It's going to generate a lot of new files that we're going to have to check into our source control system that will take up space and make it, longer to push stuff up and pull stuff down for a little bit. So I want to make sure that I'm doing it right before I do it.
I was typing that, but I'll just say it. Turning cog, I usually wear a beard from October to March because it's nice, really nice during the cold months.
Yes, you guys missed our full in-depth conversation about Vince's beard. He said he was open to suggestions, but then vetoed Starbeard.
Well, I can be open to suggestions, but not take them.
Starburns. Sorry, Starburns.
But yeah, if I think you're somewhat newer. We've been streaming since January this year, so we're coming up on a year of stream. And when we started, I had a huge beard. It was probably like down to here. Wolverine or Riot, just big chops all the way down. I could do that. I think it would look weird. Although my mustache isn't my favorite, so who knows? Okay. I do think the water is looking really good, Tony. The Unreal water.
I did add some more water in a couple places. I continued kind of working on my like waterfall things. I think last stream I was kind of talking about how I was having some challenges with some of these types of things, and I wasn't totally sure what I was going to do. I tried this spline river waterfall thing from that other asset pack, and it just didn't look quite as nice to me. So I revisited this Niagara water spout system thing combined with some particle effects. I think it looks pretty good for now. So yeah, we have that one. Another one I did is the fishing pond over here. There's going to be like some somewhat challenging waterfall type stuff to do over here because there needs to be one right there. And there's also kind of one in the background over here. And there's kind of like a little river thing here that I might need to figure out how to do, but this is all looking pretty solid. I did the castle as well. So I got the moat.
I love a moat.
And here's the little water spout that you crawl through to go into the sneak parts. And then in here, I haven't done this one yet, but so this will be the next one. Got some water here. And then there's
That's so cool, dude.
Water back here around the outside. So.
And once again, I just want to hang out on whatever you've built. Can you go into this with VR and just hang out?
You'll be able to, absolutely. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have to make a player?
We said we're not going to release it, and it's not something that we're trying to make for money. So please don't sue us. But it's just it's a fun project for learning.
Yeah. Don't you need to make like a player controller and stuff to have it work in VR? I guess you could just drag and drop it in. It would just be
as simple as like going in here, hitting this add button, going to add feature content pack, and hitting virtual reality. And then when I hit play, I would be at 0.0 or something in VR.
Tony, did you see what Turning Cog said about water in 5.5 preview?
We got larger water and PCG sampling of river. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I am going to probably not get 5.5 preview just so I don't get distracted from all of the stuff that we were talking about that we need to be doing right now. I will wait probably until it actually comes out, and then I will absolutely move to it. And I really try to keep the projects up to date just because as soon as you stop, it becomes effectively impossible if you like miss a major version. So yeah, I did see like the megalights thing. I kind of wanted to mention that. I have the video right here. So if you guys don't follow Unreal Engine news, they have announced the version 5.5. We're on 5.4 on everything currently. But it comes with a bunch of cool new stuff. And one of the ones that they talked about is called megalights. And it's supposed to be these new lights that are like ultra performance and allow you to put like thousands of them in the scene and, you know, get way better frame rates than you were able to before and make them flicker and move and turn on and off. And this is all stuff that usually is pretty challenging on processing and GPUs and stuff like that. So I'm trying to make this.
When does 5.5 come out? I feel like I'm gonna need a whole new computer, like a real one, because 5.4 doesn't even work for me.
Yeah, it'll come out usually when they've announced a preview. It's like 1 to 2 months before it actually comes out. So it'll probably be something like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Turning Cog, what are you doing in Unreal Engine? Like, what are you building? Have we talked about this before? Sorry if I forgot. I'm asking also because we have a self-promo channel in our Discord that you can share all your cool stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony.
No, that's all good. Very relevant stuff. And that's interesting to think about doing what DLSS was doing, but better, because I hadn't seen it framed that way before, but I think that probably does make sense. And I think what they mean by that is just that DLSS is kind of using the AI to effectively generate frames to offload some of the processing from the actual frame generation in the game. And the megalights are kind of doing something similar to that to calculate the lighting in the scene rather than doing it using the more traditional methods.
Turning Cog, I feel that so hard. I don't know if you were around in our streams a couple months ago when I was trying to teach myself Unreal Engine without watching any tutorials, but I definitely cried into the editor a lot for days. Also, good job, FICO.
One of the cool things that I saw that's coming in 5.5 to Christina that might be a little more relevant to you is that they have new third-party integrations for like motion tracking systems. So you don't have to use the iPhone Live Link anymore. You can use like a bunch of different ones that kind of have like a more like universal standard protocol type thing. So that'll be interesting to look into because like I'm an Android user and I don't have an iPhone that has a LiDAR thing on it. So I've never been able to use the Unreal Live Link.
Doesn't work.
Now I should be able to use a lot of different Android solutions or even just like a webcam based solution that should plug into 5.5, which is cool.
Yeah, Live Link doesn't work, so you're fine.
What's up, Dr. Elliott? Good seeing you again. It's been a while.
Turning Cog wants you to repeat that because he doesn't want to get an iPhone. So basically, you'll have the option to do it now without an iPhone.
5.5 comes with third-party motion tracking integrations, is what I believe they had said. And they just showed off like Rococo going straight into kind of like the same system that Live Link does and stuff like that. So that should be very cool.
Yes, Dr. Elliott, you've been here. You were here months ago. Otherwise, I would have said first-time chatter, and I recognize your name. I know all of you.
So creepy, Vince. Calm down. Take about 20% off the top there, bud.
An uncanny ability to remember all of you guys. So
Rio!
Oh, hey, Rio.
Yeah, I'm with that Turning Cog. I think that the reason it went iPhone is because that shit was just easier because the iPhone already had like tech that supported it.
Yeah, and it's the LiDAR thing. They have basically never put that on Android phones, and it's like it's built into iPhones and kind of like works with the camera and stuff. So
yeah, that's how you open your phone and make purchases and stuff.
Yep. I was trying to pull up the whole like 5.5 new feature list because some of the things are pretty cool.
Maybe if I get a better computer and download 5.5, I can give MetaHumans another shot because whatever current setup I have and the beta version of all of this shit did not work for me. And I screamed for days.
So this is their roadmap for 5.5 right now. So lots of very cool stuff, but a lot of new, they're really pushing on animation and 3D modeling and lighting and stuff. They're trying to just keep people from leaving Unreal to go to Maya or Blender or ZBrush or any of these other programs that they have traditionally been using for animation and modeling and, you know, you name it. I think they're trying to let Houdini continue to exist because they're continuing to integrate more with it, but it seems like they're just trying to replace everybody else.
Does Epic own Houdini? Do they buy Houdini?
I don't know.
Artificial sky, get out of here.
I mean, fair.
Oh shit! Ooh. We got an Omni poem. Kristen, you want to read this one?
No, I want you to read it in your fancy voices.
You should read it in your Hulk Hogan voice.
No, I have one voice, and this is all it does. Okay.
I want to hear it. I think it'd be good. It'd be really
No, don't make me cry. Please read it.
Kermit the Frog. Can I do it? FICO, you're not on a microphone, so no.
Call him on the phone.
Call FICO on the phone and hold the phone up. That would be ridiculous. Send Tony a voice memo. Okay, all right. Fuck it. Let's do it.
in Lois Griffin, please.
Yeah, whatever voice you want to do, FICO. Just don't make it your normal voice, and then we'll play it on stream.
Hell yeah. Voice memo is a smart choice because I don't trust FICO on the phone on a live stream.
Yo, Wampus, I got him.
You summoned him. Hell yeah. Ooh, it comes with an image. Okay, everyone go to Discord. General fun. Ooh. Thank you for providing an image. I will make your poem with this image now.
Oh, that's sick. I like that. That's very pretty.
Did you make that image, Omni?
Yeah, you're not wrong, Acid. Footlord enters chat.
Okay, let me get this loaded up here.
Oh,
Ooh.
So that was like your prompt that you used? That's cool.
That's cool. Okay. Very cool. All right, let's dox FICO's voice now.
Okay, hold on. Let me get that, and then bring this up. No. Hold on. Okay, I'm just gonna mute you guys so it doesn't echo. Okay.
There once was a sapling named Grover that once lost its fractal composure, its posture abstract in an infinite tract, and an explosion of color all over.
Oh my god. That was amazing. Are we still muted?
That was fucking amazing.
That was
so
incredible.
good. Oh my god.
Thank you so much, FICO. That was great.
Great job.
Trees
that
and
was
chat,
incredible. Incredible. I love it.
We got to get
FICO,
Carter to do voice acting for us someday. That was great.
I was just going to say, FICO, welcome to the Fractal Grove team. This is your new job. Once a week, every week, you will be reading things for us.
40% more Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. That was very good. Thank you so much. LLM reader that can create podcasts and stuff based on a prompt? No. If you find a link or something, please drop it in Discord. It'd be cool.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. We were discussing this at a marketing agency I used to work at, where you basically give them a prompt, or you can even give them like an outline to a book or a script or whatever, and it just creates an entire like webcast for you, like a webinar or a podcast, and it does like this whole thing, and it's like an AI voice, so it's just reading it out loud. Oh, and there's also one where you record yourself saying a bunch of things, like just reading a few sentences, and then it uses your voice to create that, which is terrifying.
That is terrifying. We're entering the Black Mirror with Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Christina, you want to read FICO's phone drama?
Must I? So he just basically can't upgrade his phone yet. That sucks, FICO. I also need a new iPhone. I've had this piece of shit since 2019 and it barely functions.
What were we saying? Oh, the feet conversation. I just want to catch Wampus up because he missed all that. Christina climbed 8 feet while she was out here, and we were talking
more than
about
that.
Sculptures of human feet. So now you're caught up.
Yeah, Wampus, Vince brought up feet. Like, he brought up like the actual feet on your body. FICO was talking about measurements, and Vince was like, wait, do you mean feet or like measurements? So I think that he's been lying to us, and he actually does love feet. Also, I watched him massage Sparkle's feet, bare feet, at rock climbing. So,
well, she needed it. She's my wife.
of course, as you should. But Wampus, get in there. Here's your opening. Photon.
Oh, cool. I'm just looking through all these 5.5 features because we started talking about it. And, like, there's one where you can like scroll through the frames on your take recordings in the editor now, and really cool shit.
Photon, we were talking about a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one where like her voice gets used, and she like her voice and her likeness gets used, and it's all like AI generated and shit, and she like didn't actually do it, like the real person didn't perform it. So it was like all about that and like what the legalities are.
Isn't it that they made a reality show out of
Yeah.
a girl's life, and then they used AI to make what she was doing into what Salma Hayek was doing?
Yeah.
The star. And
it's like
it was like because of like her like phone plan agreement or something. She like signed something that said that they could do this to her. And yeah, it's a very good episode. I think everybody should watch it.
I think it's Bryce Howard, right? Like Bryce Howard is the main character. She's just like a normal person.
No, it's a girl from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, Annie Murphy.
Okay. What's I'm thinking Nosedive, where she like has her social score just like tank, and she can't like buy coffee anymore and shit like that. And people are like scowling at her on the street, like, you're a piece of shit. She's like, what the fuck? I didn't do anything. She was like rude to someone once.
Yeah, that was a fucked up episode.
Yeah, Omni knows. The one where you do things for likes. Good old social credit score. Yay. So how's your world partition thing going, Tony?
Poorly, but I got distracted looking at cool new things that they're adding in 5.5, and there's so many. But yeah, lots of cool PCG things and rendering things, audio things, Vision OS. I think they're improving forward rendering, which is what we use, which is cool. Yeah, better modeling tools and modeling workflows and UV tools and geometry scripting. So 5.5 is going to be really cool. They chaos vehicle things, very cool.
Anime, you missed it. I started off with, who's ready for the best fucking night of their lives? And I've been saying incredible like all streams. So yeah, that's for you, buddy. I don't have any keys with me, otherwise I'd do a Dutchman's key bit.
You do know nobody knows what you're talking about, right?
Oh, Anime knows.
I kind of do.
Okay. Then I don't know what you're talking. Is it Kill Tony?
Yes. Specifically stand-up comedy, but yeah. Okay. Baking soda. Whip it through the glass.
Oh my God, guys, we were having dinner at Tony's house and playing games and drinking, and Vince was singing that song all night long. And I loved it because it felt like it was 2013 again, and I was having a great time. Out in the club, shouting bacon soda for no reason.
I can't help myself. I want to do a Dutchman's key bit, but I don't have a key. I don't want to put it in my mouth.
So
no.
I'll figure that out later.
Settle down, Vince.
I feel like I should start stream tomorrow, crab walking into frame.
Yes. Yes.
Here, all right, I'm going to try it out real quick. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, God. Please do that. Yes.
Oh, there we go.
We need to make like Kill Tony of game devs or something. You can sit on the panel and talk shit, and people come and present their game to you.
Oh, I like that.
I don't know if I could do that. Like Tony's too mean. Tony Hinchcliffe, not our Tony. Our Tony is very nice.
Very nice.
But yeah, I would have to be. I'm not like a good roaster. I kind of like cut
am.
way too deep.
Oh.
So like I'll just say real shit, and someone will be like,
"But that's what a roast is." Haven't you watched the like celebrity roast? They're so mean. They go way too hard.
Yeah, they definitely do. Omni, tomorrow's stream is Tiny Glade. Anna requested I play, so I'm going to be playing Tiny Glade completely blind. It's a creative game. That's all I know about it. So there's not really like game systems around it. It's just kind of like freeform creativity, building stuff that's cool to look at.
I didn't want to, ruin the talking points for tomorrow, but I was looking into just like the technicals and some of the stuff about how it was built, and it was very interesting. So I'll talk about that stuff tomorrow.
Photon, Tony wrote many of the jokes in those roasts, funny enough. So that's, oh, did he? That's cool.
Yep. Tony Hinchcliffe is a roast comic. So like that's a lot of the format of his comedy show. It's an open mic, and that's what he's good at. I think his written material is not as good as his roast material. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion on him. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want to do that. I think roast comedy is entertaining, but I also, that's just not, I don't know. That's not my flavor.
Yeah, I like lighthearted roasting that isn't very relevant, like you just say something obscene that has no relevance to the person. Like, Vince, you love playing with Barbies all day long. You're so weird. Like some like straight up nonsense. But if you're like hitting home real hard and like talking about people's parents and like death of a loved one, I just can't go there. Or calling someone a piece of shit, like I can't.
I've got a roast for you, Christina.
Oh God, don't be mean.
Christina's hat.
Is that your whole
That's
roast?
That's my roast.
You're just mad because you put it on when I was in Colorado and it didn't fit you because you have the world's tiniest head.
I do have a very small head, yeah. I was like swimming in it. Like I put it on and like the band was like right here. It's just very low on my head.
It's big on me too, and it is a man's hat. And it wasn't like custom fit for my head, so.
Anime, get real. He's gonna love that. He's gonna lose it. Tony, is this water or world partition?
I am fixing. So I noticed that this thing that has to be here for the water was huge around this level, and I think that is something that was causing me problems with like the levels sitting on top of each other. So I was gonna try to fix that real quick. What I had done while we were talking is just made like a new empty open world level, and I just like threw a couple things in it to look, and then I noticed that they kind of looked like this, and that's ultimately what I think might be causing some of my problems. So I was just going in and cleaning these up real quick so I can see. I know this is a bit of a different approach on the technical stuff today. This is, maybe a little bit more towards the type of stuff that we used to do earlier on in the stream, where we would just kind of like open up Unreal and turn the stream on and just kind of like try to do stuff and see how it went and figure it out. So that's a little bit of what's happening today. A lot of the time I try to, have stuff like this a little more figured out before we start, so I can just kind of speak about it and actually sound like I know what I'm talking about, but not the case.
I'm so sorry, Tony, but there is a lot happening in chat right now, and I kind of like it, but I don't. I mean, I like Wampus's comment about Vince having succulent feet because Wampus is just dying to get his hands on Vince's feet, I think.
Oh my God.
Also, FICO, I look like the bad guy from Meet the Robinsons, And I wear the hat to draw attention to myself because everyone needs to know that I took the risk of wearing that hat today. No, 99% of the time when I'm wearing a hat, it's because I don't feel like doing my hair. And that's just the truth. You've seen me without the hat on. I spent 99% of the time we were together without my hat on until you were like, oh, man, where's your hat? You got to put it on. I love your hat so much. So that's on you.
Man, FICO's really going in on your hat right now.
Yeah. Also, FICO wore my hat most of the time on Sunday night. So
FICO loves hat. Wait, why am I a tease Wampus? Because of feet?
Yeah.
Also, guys, we have a YouTube chatter. What's up, YouTube chat?
What's up, YouTube chat? FICO, that is true. We took some really gorgeous photos of you in my hat.
So for YouTube chat, we very, very rarely get people coming through YouTube chat. It's usually like one a month or less. So it's not that we're trying to ignore you. We just basically never get anyone over there. So I really appreciate you hanging out and chatting. I'm going to try to keep up.
Make sure you're included in the overlay. So you get shown.
There's a much bigger delay on YouTube as well. So I hope you're still there. I hope you're seeing it. But we've got you in chat. You've got a little red play button next to your name if you're watching stream. Biggest tease. You guys are silly. You guys are silly gooses. I'm not a tease. I missed what Artificial Sky said about 2013. Sorry about that, bro. All right. Tony, what were you saying about this stuff?
I'm still resizing these like water areas that were like way bigger than the level because I kind of think that that's what was causing some of my problems. So it was just trying to, create chunks of the world, but all of the chunks had a lot of overlap with each other. So I think it was having a hard time discerning what should be a chunk and what shouldn't. So something like that.
What do you mean by portrait mode, turning cog? Like, do you want me to just like slouch down so you can see the full hat? Is that what's upsetting you?
I think turning cog is just trolling you, Christina. Don't worry about it.
Guys, be nice. Don't make me get mean because I am very good at it.
It's worth the extra vertical real estate. I like it.
What?
Turning cog is appreciating the hat.
Oh, okay. It's a Stetson, if that means anything to you.
Oh, Stetson.
From Texas. I bought it in Texas.
Why do you think 2013 was the best year on the internet, Artificial? I actually don't know. I don't know if you should answer that. I'm not sure exactly how you're going to answer. That might be crazy.
I mean, it was pretty unhinged. Instagram had just started getting some traction. People weren't really influencers on there yet. It's a purer time. Maybe FICO. I feel like that's true.
No, he was not 12. He was much older. I feel like that's around. Oh, that's when we met. That's why.
Aw, romantic.
Yeah, that's like when we met, right, bro? We were playing the Star War.
The Star War.
Slapping and chopping and shooting guns. It was good. Artificial Sky was the main tank in my Star Wars The Old Republic guild that I ran back in the day.
That's cool.
And we've been good pals ever since. You have like you create a bond with like your hardcore raid team, and especially when you've got like main tank, it's one of the most important roles. So yeah.
Photon, you were not a teen on the internet in 2013. Let's calm down. You're hella old.
Y'all, I was a teen on the internet in 1996.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't
I
even
remember,
qualify as a teen on the internet till 2003.
yeah, I was a child barely.
Actually, okay, that's the origin story of Viper Zero. I was making screen names for AOL multiplayer gaming. I was playing Air Warrior 3 and Mech Warrior 1, just Mech Warrior. It might have been Battletech. I can't remember what they called it on AOL. Y'all cowards didn't even smoke crack. Oh, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Oh my
Doge
God,
meme was
AOL.
2013?
Was it really?
Nice. And I'm not going to repeat that last thing you said.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
The internet came on a disc, bro. I did
Okay.
have a go ahead, Christina.
Sorry, just real quick, I want to plug the fact that we now have a dedicated Hyperskate Twitter account. Thank you, Anime Figurines. And also follow our Fractal Twitter if you haven't already.
Thank you. Good call. So yeah, back in the day, the way I got on the internet was a cracked copy of Net Zero, so I didn't have to pay for it. And I had to use the phone. So I'd be playing like Serial Connection, Warcraft 2, Reign of Chaos, I think is what it was. Tides of Darkness, something like that. Yeah, Reign of Chaos is Warcraft 3.
How did
But I'd
that
be
work?
like in the middle of playing that in like a custom game, and then like my mom would pick up the phone and I'd be like, God damn it, Mom, get off the phone. You made me disconnect from my game.
How does having cracked Net Zero, like, did you still have to pay for internet?
Nope, because it was cracked. So we were like spoofing a paid account. It was crazy.
So did they just not have like back-end validation, I guess,
Yep.
or something? Okay.
Yep. And it was I either had a 28 or a 56K modem. I don't remember when I got. I feel like I very briefly had a 56K, and then we got cable internet. And we got cable internet because Mom wanted me to be off the phone. So Steam link for the game on Discord. Okay, so Anna, we're waiting on our Steam page to be approved. It should be
Any day now.
next week or end of the week this week, but we'll make sure to blast it out so you guys can go wish list. And thank you, Anna. That's very kind of you. I know you're not necessarily even a VR gamer, but I really appreciate the wish list. That's super awesome. 14.4, bro. The painful days. My first CD-ROM drive was a 2X CD-ROM. It was prototype technology because it was double read speed. This is before burners existed. You couldn't make your own CDs.
Y'all remember floppy disks? That was fun.
I used to also grab stacks of the AOL install discs because I don't know why they did this. They would just have them for free at like CompUSA and Blockbuster and gas stations and shit. And instead of going and buying a pack because I was a poor teenager, I would just take a stack of those. And I like pretty much nobody cared because no one was picking those floppies up. But literally there was a little lock on the back and you just flip the lock and then you could wipe the disc and use whatever you wanted. So I had like a bunch of game installers and software and all kinds of shit like that on them. And I would just use those as like my portable storage media.
That's cool. Also buy Anime Figurines. Thanks
Later,
for all your
buddy. Yeah, stories from the dawn of the internet. I'm sad that our YouTube chatter is gone. Bye, Difa. I liked it when you were here. Okay, so let's see.
Other stuff that we had to talk about.
That's what I was about.
I have
to
something.
get into. Go ahead, Christina.
Okay, so apparently it has now been solidified as to what city is Gotham City. So there was some disconnect because in the HBO series The Penguin, apparently Gotham is New Jersey, but nobody agrees with that because that's insane. And that's just, that makes my blood boil, honestly. So it's not New Jersey, because in the movie The Joker, oh, sorry, let me backtrack. The second Joker is coming out, and this is where it's like solidified again that it's New York. Sorry, spoiler alert, Gotham City is New York. Wow, I really fucked this up, didn't I? I don't know how to tell stories. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Gotham City is New York. Big shocker. That's my story. I'm gonna go die now.
The controversy is that the Penguin show tried to say it was New Jersey.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Basically. Yeah, it's New York, as we all suspected all along.
It's always been New York.
Yeah.
Don't they
But
call
the
it Gotham
Penguin show
Apple or
was,
something like that? The Dark Onion.
Nobody thinks of New Jersey as like the most thriving metropolis in the country with
No.
100-story buildings like it's shown
Because
in
it's
Batman.
not.
So.
It doesn't have any of that. It's just suburbs and the view of.
I always thought the argument was between New York and Chicago or something like that. That like people
Yeah.
would never care. Yeah.
And like The Dark Knight was filmed in New York, Chicago, and somewhere else. I think DC. But yeah, it's mostly New York. It's just that the Penguin showed his driver's license and it said New Jersey. So everyone was like, oh my God, Gotham is New Jersey. And I'm like, in what fucking world is Gotham City, New Jersey? There's just no way.
FICO is goading you.
No, I was born in Queens, New York. Do I need to pull out my birth certificate?
Do you know Peter Parker?
Yes, he's my neighbor.
Because you a queen for real. Get out of here, FICO. Go back to being rude.
I'm telling you guys, FICO loves me. Also, Turning Cog, yeah, that would make sense if he lived in Chicago. Because
Totally
there are just
agree.
like farmlands all around Illinois.
Tony, what's your build thing you doing?
I'm going to stop it because I don't want to sit here and make you guys stare at a loading screen. I was trying to make a smaller little world partition level here, and one of the things that it has to do is process like a mini map thing, just so that you have an idea of what is in the cells when they're not loaded, so that you can know what to load. But that's one of the things that seems to take longer than just about anything else. So I'm not gonna do that right now. I was gonna just try to figure out how to load and unload this stuff now.
Cells within cells interlinked?
Yep.
You're supposed to say cells. You're off your baseline, Tony.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
Blade Runner 2049.
Okay. It's been a while, but sure.
So they'll say like cells within cells interlinked. How do you feel about like, I don't know, Ana de Armas? And you'd be like cells. And you had to stay like flat, emotionless.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because skin jobs can't have emotions.
I follow.
FICO wants to know if we can do something with channel points, please. And I vote we bring back the coin pusher soon because I have 10,000 coins.
Yep. That's exactly what the coin pusher is for, FICO.
Yep.
Instead of running like a poll or, voting and stuff like that, you can use your channel points to influence the coin pusher. And so imagine, chat, we're in a place where I'm like, I don't know if I want to grow my beard back, chat. Let's try to, if you guys want me to grow my beard back, spend some channel points. You drop like a crystal on the coin pusher, and then you just spam your coins to knock the crystal off. If the crystal falls off, I grow my beard back or shave my beard or whatever. Like, you could also do that to like vote on a game that we play on Thursday, stuff like that. We're not quite big enough yet that that necessarily matters, but we could totally do that for a stream if that's something you guys want. So yeah, definitely, let us know if that's interesting to you guys and you want us to go down that road.
I'm with Turning Cog. I want a crab walk redeem.
We can absolutely do a crab walk redeem.
FICO, you don't need hair transplant surgery. You have a luscious head of hair. Sorry for
you're a hairy dude. Why do you want more hair? Bro, you're crazy. FICO out here like, I'm not hairy enough.
Oh, on your face. Get some like of that Rogaine foaming stuff and just put it on your face.
Actually, the best way to grow a beard is to start drinking whiskey. That worked for me. So Drink whiskey, grow a beard.
Just take all the tobacco out of a cigarette and just chew on it.
Just eat it. Yeah. That's
Sprinkle
gonna
it
be
on
fine.
your morning oatmeal.
That's pretty gross. Don't actually do that. Hit wife. No, dude. That doesn't make you grow a beard.
No.
Domestic violence does not make you a man.
No,
that makes you a boy.
It makes you a piece of shit.
Yes. How else are you going to be Sasquatch? Okay, that's a good point. I feel like FICO's on the road. Like FICO's like a young Sasquatch, juvenile Sasquatch.
Yeah, but very pretty.
Big bear energy.
Young Squatch. There you go.
Dude, tag. Yeah, you should change your name from FICO to Young Squatch.
And your like license plate and stuff.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Give me 1 second. I drank too much yap juice, and now I need to hydrate because Red Bull is dehydrating. BRB.
Good, homie. I really want to like call out lurkers in chat, but it's tempting. It's bad to do. I see you lurkers. I recognize some of your names, and I'm super glad that you're hanging out with us.
Oh my god!
Let's take it back to the channel points in the coin pusher, because one of the reasons that hasn't been around for a while is that we didn't totally know what to do with it. We have, some ideas like Vince was talking about, but like we want to hear from you guys. So if you can think of cool things that you think would be fun to do with the coin pusher and your channel points, send them my way. I would love to set that stuff up for you guys. So
yeah, use the Discord for that. The best channel to post ideas is probably in... I guess you could do general fun and just tag us. Tag myself, tag Tony, tag Christina, tag Josh. And be like, this is my ideal for coin pusher. Please make.
Like my thought has always been like something, on top of the stuff that Vince was talking about and some of the stuff that we've already done, just like something that, is like progressive and allows you guys to, I don't know, kind of like work towards something over time. I don't know. And I'm not sure if that sounds interesting to other people, but that was kind of one of the original ideas. So again, if anybody ever has anything that they think would be fun, please let us know. Even if it's just like, hey, the coin pusher should look like this or do this or something like that. So
Turning Cog, yeah, I'm aware you don't want to call out the lurkers, especially by name. It's a big Twitch faux pas. So I get it. I really appreciate the lurkers. I love them. You guys are just okay, maybe slightly less valuable than the chatters, but you guys are just as good as the chatters, and I love you. Thank you for being here.
Never mind.
Christina's like, no, fuck you guys.
Fucking talk to us, man. Sorry,
no, they don't have to.
You don't have to. No pressure.
Yeah.
I love you. You can just watch the Yap show. It's all good.
My understanding of why you don't call out lurkers is some people have really big social anxiety issues, and this is like sort of immersion therapy in a way. So like being here and hanging out is really cool and awesome for them. But if you call them out directly, like you can trigger, panic attacks and shit like that. So like that's why you don't say their name or try to get them to chat. It's just not nice. Yeah, it hurts them.
Yeah, and some people might just want to come through and see what we're about and work their way up to joining the chat, and that's totally fine. Whenever you're ready, and if you're never ready, that's okay too. You can just watch us for entertainment.
Yeah, and I was kidding. We still love you. It's not, yeah, there's no better or worse.
Oh, FICO, your desk setup is nice. It's not janky at all. The new chair looks really comfortable. Also, what is that a painting of that's framed? Or like, what is that print? Kind of hoping it's a puzzle that you did. Don't look at the cables.
Your ass don't fit in the chair. Okay. I'm the same, Anna. In like big chats where I don't necessarily know the streamer. Good example, Dr. Lupo. I don't chat in Dr. Lupo's chat. I never will. There's no point. Fake feet. I am like, the joke is actually real. I do fucking hate feet. So no, I definitely don't have any fake feet. Hold fake feet while crab walking.
You can put in like oven mittens that are like the big ones that have like one thumb and whatever, you know what they look like, and just do that. So it's kind of like crab hands.
I have one oven mitt, and then I have a pot handler that's meant for like suppressors for guns, because it's the same shit.
I did not think that's where you were going with that. Okay.
Yep. So I could have
an interesting thing to call a pot handler.
Yeah, I could have a mitt and then like a silencer co like pot handler. I don't know what the fuck it's called.
As long as it's not too obvious, because we don't want to get banned on YouTube again.
It just says silencer co on it. That's it.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Yeah, it's just a brand.
Okay, so in Unreal, I think this is kind of starting to do what I was hoping. So you can actually see when I get really far away from these things now, they load in, and when I get close, they don't. But what we're actually seeing here is these HLODs. So this is like the simplified far away version that loads in when you're looking at it. That's supposed to be easier on performance and frame rates and stuff like that. So that is a start. That's cool.
Tony, FICO wants to get that foam standing desk thing that you linked him. Do you like it? Is it the one that you were showing us that you stood on?
No,
like
I don't like it. I don't use it. So
the one that like wobbles.
I would, if I was gonna get one now, I would probably get a much more traditional, just flat anti-fatigue mat that you would like put in front of your sink or your stove in your kitchen or something, or that like a cashier stands on. I think that would be a lot better for me than that one. So. Yeah. FICO's talking about
that
anti-fatigue mat for a standing desk, but it has that like ball in the middle. I don't like it.
Yeah, Tony was telling us when we were in his area 2 weeks ago that it's kind of limiting because of that ball too. Like you're kind of stuck in one space, and I agree that doesn't seem comfortable. And you can also displace your hips that way pretty easily. So I wouldn't suggest that.
Yeah, and I would like stand on the ball a lot, and I think I was like causing myself a lot of problems because of it, and they kind of went away when I stopped using it. So
yeah, for sure. It's probably your hips. They're probably out of alignment.
Okay, so let's see.
Big announcement.
Go ahead.
Sorry, did you have something to say, Vince?
No, I just noticed that the creator dashboard was like completely frozen, so I had to refresh it.
Oh. The Nintendo Museum in Japan opened today officially. So that's exciting.
Hell yeah. I want to check that out.
absolutely. Yeah.
I really like Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, it looks really cool. They have interactive elements where you can play games and huge versions of them. Like, Tony, what were you telling us? You can play something that was like huge scale. I don't remember what game you were telling us yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you can play like a Wii where the Wiimote is like as big as your body. And I'm trying to remember what some of the other ones were. I think there's like a NES controller that you have to like use your feet to control because it's like on the floor and it's gigantic. And then it's just hooked up to like a normal system. So you're like playing the games with the real controllers technically. Pretty cool. I was going to say I never showed these, but I got these Nintendo fidget toy things from Japan recently that are very cool. There's like the SNES buttons, the N64 joystick, and then I also have like the N64 A, B, and C buttons, the GameCube like face buttons A and B and X and Y, and the GameCube C stick. I bought the whole pack. It was really cool. So, like,
no one can see it from here, Tony. Show and tell.
I was just trying to list them out. I thought I would hold a few up, but they kind of look like this. So.
They're really cool.
Okay, so 15 minutes left here. I do kind of have a little bit of progress on this now. So I was able to put these regions in. I put these things called region volumes around them that I can kind of label so that on the mini map here, I kind of have a better idea of what's where. And then I can actually load and unload stuff right from those boxes, which is pretty convenient. So the stuff isn't technically loaded in. Again, these are like LODs that are showing up when I'm really far away. But if I want to work on this or, look at it, I can now go in here and hit load. And then I believe the idea is that I can even come in here in the details and hit a button to, so I can edit this sub level here, and you see it grays out everything except for the thing that I'm working on right now. But I can actually go in here and move meshes around and adjust materials and change things and save them without having to, leave the big open world map that I'm actually working on right now. And this also, again, would not check out that big open world map from our source control to allow me to do this. So I would not be blocking Vince or any other team member from also making changes to, they probably wouldn't be able to work on this specific area that I'm in, but they'd be able to work on any other one. So it's going to be pretty cool when we get it implemented right. Can I undo? Yeah, just hit exit. There we go.
Did you guys hear that Millie Bobby Brown, who played 11 on Stranger Things, just got married to Bon Jovi's son?
Interesting.
Yeah, she's 20 years old, which is wild.
How old is the person she married?
About the same age.
Yeah, for real, Photon.
22. Crying somewhere about the news. Yeah. Well, he probably cried when she turned 18, but
Oof. I saw that one of the levels, or one of the episodes that is going to be on that secret level show that I think got most of its press because there's supposed to be a Concord episode in it, but one of the ones that is probably actually going to be there and is going to be really cool is there's one about Unreal Tournament. And I saw something about how they effectively took the intro cutscene from the original Unreal Tournament game and put it into UE5 and started like building out what they were going to do from there, and kind of like remastered effectively Unreal Engine 1 systems in UE5 in order to create this thing that is going to be in the TV show. And that's pretty neat. I think
That's
cool.
In secret level?
Yeah, that it might be the first episode. I've seen it talked about a lot, but maybe it's just because they were talking about it at Unreal Fest. Just Googling real quick. Let's see. Yeah, secret level Unreal Tournament teaser trailer came out. Here's the list of all of the games that they're planning on including. Armored Core, Concord, Crossfire, Dungeons and Dragons, Exodus, Honor of Kings, Mega Man, New World, Eternum, Pac-Man, PlayStation, highlighting various PlayStation studios, Sifu, Spelunky, Outer Worlds, Unreal Tournament, and Warhammer 40k. I'm not going to lie, I don't know at least 4 of these games probably. But
which ones do you not know? Crossfire?
I don't know Crossfire. I don't know Exodus. I don't know Honor of Kings. And I guess this is New World, that MMORPG, so I do know that one. And then I guess I probably know the rest. But yeah, Crossfire and Exodus are the main ones, and Honor of Kings.
Yeah, what the fuck is Exodus? I'm going to go look.
It's probably right here. Let's see. Exodus was released exclusively for Nintendo in 1991. Single-player puzzle-solving game. The player has to take the role of a Hebrew leader, Moses, as he leads the Promised Land and Israelites through the secret pathways.
Oh boy.
Looks very sci-fi, but okay. The player must be able to answer the 5 Bible-based questions after acquiring the aforementioned elements to level up. Interesting. Interesting that they're making a secret level episode out of that, of all things. Crossfire is what, a cowboy FPS?
I just saw Turning Cogs oven mitts. Those are fantastic. Those look really nice.
They do. Did you see the ones that I said you need for your crab walk?
I did, yeah.
Honor of Kings is a mobile multiplayer online battle arena game where players must lock horns with non-player opponents.
Be right back, chat. I have an idea for Crab Walk.
Okay.
The most significant MOBA game in China. Okay. There's some very strange choices for some of these secret level things. The Unreal Tournament one, though, should be extremely cool, for sure. And while Vince is getting that, actually, another one of the things that people have been talking about, too, that I might be able to show here a little bit, is this thing called RTX Remix, which is this thing that you can run if you have an RTX graphics card, effectively just on top of an existing game, and it's going to give it real-time lighting and kind of all of this crazy stuff that you can mod into it. And I'd seen some people playing OG Quake and Unreal Tournament and Half-Life 1 and Doom and stuff and running it through this, and you're getting dynamic lighting on surfaces from weapon projectiles and muzzle flashes and stuff like that. It's very cool. Just click on like whatever the video is here. This is from NVIDIA, so you can kind of see the larger screen here. Yeah, they took Half-Life 2 and kind of ran it through this, and now Half-Life 2 doesn't have super amazing graphics, and it definitely doesn't have like real-time ray trace dynamic lighting and stuff like that. So you can see they ran Portal through it here. It looks great. So, going to be cool to see what people do with this, because rather than it just being like a thing you just kind of throw on top of the game and it does everything automatically, I think it does have that ability, but you do also have the ability to go in and kind of on a per asset basis swap out the textures with higher quality ones, or say if something is emissive or not, how reflective it is. And so people have kind of started going in and being able to like dial in these modified versions of these games to look exactly the way they want to, and then they can distribute those to the community online. So
I'm ready, chat. I'm ready. I'm coming back in. Hold on.
All right.
All right, let's see what you're doing.
Oh my
That's
God.
amazing. This is it.
And he's
You
gone.
did it. I love it.
I have a crab hat.
Why do you have a crab hat? I think is the better question.
I forgot I had a crab hat.
How do you forget you have a crab hat?
I have like kind of a weird, silly hat collection. It's very weird. I don't wear it often, but this was, I think a friend of mine went to Maryland and got us all crab hats, and we have like Nessie hats too.
Oh, I love that. I want to see that.
So that's my crab hat. Chat loves it. Sebastian, no. Yeah, exactly. 40-year-old man, midlife crisis hat. No, I'm pretty sure I got this hat when I was in my 20s.
It's a great hat.
There's like wires and all the legs and the eyes. So here.
Oh, it's functional. Very nice. I don't have any silly hats. I used to have a cowboy hat that just had the Canadian flag all over it. Like not just an emblem, like it was red and white, had it all over it. Some guy gave it to me at some club when I was like 23. I don't know where that is. Might have thrown it out.
That is a bold statement, saying you don't have silly hats while wearing a silly hat, Christina.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, because my hat's not silly.
The Nessie hat is pretty good too. I'd have to go find that one. I have a nicer hat from the Behemoth Castle Crashers. Here, I'll go grab that one too.
All right, chat. It's just me now. It is my show. How's everyone doing? I vote that we just talk about our feelings.
This is my Bitey Bat hat.
Damn it. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, my bitey bat hat is a Stetson.
Nice. Aw, turning cog. Thanks. I know it is my show.
Let's see. What did we had like another thing. We had another couple things. What did we have? Oh, I guess I'll just mention it now. So apparently a Starfield expansion came out. Does anyone care?
I think the story is that nobody cares. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't care. I'm not a Bethesda Games fan. That's just me. Yeah, I have strong opinions on Bethesda games.
Starfield gets the like VR renaissance that Skyrim really seemed to have, and a lot of people seem to think that Skyrim VR is like a really, really good VR game and a good way to play Skyrim. And so I would check out Starfield in that context probably if it ever got to the point that Skyrim is, where people say it's like potentially better than playing it flat screen. But just because it doesn't seem like Starfield ever really took off the way that Skyrim did, and again, they make DLC that doesn't really seem like anybody cares about and stuff. It just, the community has never put that much time or attention into, you know, making that experience as good as it could be, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I have Skyrim VR on PlayStation VR, and it was bad. There's no snap turn, only smooth turn. They take camera control of your head. So in the opening sequence where like I'm doing character creator, I created my character, and the horse that's right behind you was clipping through my own face. So I saw like the back faces of the horse's like muzzle, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I like moved out of it. I was like, that's weird. And then when they drag you over to like the executioner's block to chop your head off, it forces your head down to the ground, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like it was a horrible experience. I did not.
And if you guys haven't heard us talk about that before, all the things he just said you shouldn't do in a VR game because they give the player a bad experience and make them sick. So
yep.
I do remember it just being one of those games that it was like required that you install 400 mods for it to be playable, and then it's like pretty decent. But I know you events specifically don't really like doing that in games, which is, you know, how a lot of people feel. Absolutely. And even with that level of effort, I don't know, didn't click for me personally.
I also just figured out I can make the wings flap.
Is that a Don't Starve thing?
Cool.
It's from Castle Crashers. It's Bitey Bat.
That's it. Got it. Alrighty, well, last 5 minutes here. I happen to have the Tiny Glade Steam page just up in front of me again because I think I had it open on Steam. But I'm excited to watch you play this. It looks really good. Like visually, it is extremely impressive. So,
if you can do me a favor, Tony, before tomorrow's stream, get me some screenshots for reference, and then I'll start building that castle for you. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. And don't worry, chat. I have more silly hats that you haven't seen. They're just hidden, and I will crack them out. But maybe that's a good thing for channel points. You guys can decide what silly hat I wear.
Do you really need convincing?
I guess. Silly hat redeem, exactly.
I feel like you'll just wear them. Like no one needs to spend their channel points. You'll just put them on.
Yeah, and I mean, I almost hate to hide like challenges like that behind channel points because I am admittedly would prefer to put them behind like bits or subs or something like that. But if you guys are into, you know, wacky incentives like that, you want to make Vince wear silly hats or shave his beard funny or something like that, again, we'd probably try to make it a financial incentive, but we're happy to set systems up to allow for stuff like that. So please let us know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited for Tiny Glade. Very much not the kind of game I normally play, so it'll be interesting to just walk in blind and like start playing around with stuff. Creative as a game is not something I've ever really done, but I definitely like, you know, I've done a lot of level design and counter design, which is like making, you know, stuff with a creative game. Also played with Legos a ton when I was a kid. I think we were talking about the like new Nintendo Lego set with like Yoshi from Super Mario World. And I always like the Lego sets that I got, I would build the things according to the instructions and then like dismantle them and make my own stuff. But I would always like I would spend like a week on a diorama that I built, like in my whole room, and it would be this big battle happening and all this cool stuff. And then I would just kind of like change it, and that's how I would play with it. Is I would like move the scenes around, and the battle would like evolve, and I would think up new scenarios and make new things out of all the Legos I had. So yeah, that's mostly how I would play with Legos when I was a kid.
That's how it was when we were younger, though. Like, we didn't really have the whole set thing. I mean, I'm sure there were some, like in the 90s and early aughts, but it was mostly just like, here's a ton of Legos. Go nuts.
They weren't licensed IPs. They were like Lego original IPs. So I got a lot of the like sci-fi ones. I didn't really get the castles or pirates and stuff like that. I would always go towards like Unitron, Mtron, Blacktron, Explorians. I'm trying to think of the other one. They were like red and black, but it wasn't Mtron. I have all those sets. I had all the Unitron ones with like the little motorized train and shit, and like all the tracks, the monorail.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. I also go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I had pet mice for a while, and I made like little cabins for them, and I would put them in the train, and they would like ride the train around my room.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
It was from this. I think it was from the movie Witches. It's like a European movie.
Oh.
Do you remember that? And like the
Yeah.
little boy had like a crazy Lego train set. That's why I wanted it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, Ice Planet was a great set. Artificial Sky.
Were you also a Playmobil family? Because we had those too.
When I was really young and I lived in, I was actually born in another country in Europe. And when I was really young, I had those. I had like the little woodblock train sets and stuff. Wait, is that Playmobil? No. Playmobil's like plastic, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, what were the wooden ones? Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like a European wooden toy set.
Yeah.
With, like,
I
the
remember
train
having a
tracks and
ton of
stuff.
those. The train had little magnets and you could stick it together and then like
Oh.
move your train around.
Yeah, I had that too. Those were fun. Probably bought in Europe, honestly.
Yeah.
'Cause I did live in Europe as a kid as well, and we'd spend our summers there. But yeah, my brother and I had like a whole pirate ship Playmobil set, and it was really fun. We still have that at my parents' house, I'm pretty sure.
And before you ask, chat, I was born in another country, but I'm an American because both my parents were American. And I was born on a military base in Europe. So
Show us your
That's
passport. Show us your birth certificate.
yeah, I'm just gonna dox myself. Just put it up to the camera. Steal my identity.
Alrighty. Well, that is noon. Thanks everybody for coming through.
Thanks, chat.
Come back tomorrow for Tiny Glade, please.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
thanks, y'all. Support has been really awesome today. Anna, thank you so much for the sub gift over to Ramblin'. That's super awesome of you. Always really appreciate your support of the channel. Turning Cog, thank you for finally joining Discord. If it was only to share the oven mitts, it doesn't matter. We got you. So thank you for that. I really appreciate you coming around. Dr. Elliott, it was great seeing you again. You may not still be here, but really appreciated you coming through as well. Lurkers in chat that I did not mention, really appreciated seeing you here. Wampus, it was great summoning you with foot conversation. That was wonderful. Acid, thank you for hanging out and chatting. Omni, thank you for the poem as always. FICO, thank you for reading the poem. Fucking awesome stuff. I think I got everybody. And yeah, we really appreciate everybody. You guys are super cool, and it's great having your support. We'll see you tomorrow for Tiny Glade, and I'm going to build the what is it again, Tony? Canehurst Castle?
Canehurst Castle, yep.
I'm going to try to build Canehurst Castle in Tiny Glade. So that's what I'm going for.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Artificial
guys.
Sky. Anna gifted a sub. So yeah, I think you're still in the lead. You were above Anna by like 12 subs or something like that. So
Oh, God.
boy.
Oh man.
There we go. Yo. Thank you, Artificial Sky. he can't lose to Anna.
Thank you so much, guys. We will
Thanks,
see you
guys.
tomorrow.
Bye.